I would have
So
never known, even though all my friends went to the military out of school, and all my friends are autistic because that's all we do is collect each other like Pokemon.
yeah.
Um, so they went to that. The reason why I didn't probably go military is I had good grades and I was bigger, faster, stronger than everyone. So I played football.
Mhm.
They played football too, but I was just bigger than them.
Yeah, you played it
um,
better.
yeah, I was just bigger. I was just gifted, man. Some of us are just gifted. But yeah, man, you see it. There's a lot of other sectors in the world. I'm sure you've covered on the podcast where like our population tends to hover. Uh,
Hmm.
that's just one. Engineering's
Yeah.
one, arts one, music's one.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't.
Hollywood and Silicon Valley. There's a lot of neurodivergent people that get drawn to California.
A lot of actors, actresses, right? A lot of folks who show improv comedy. You want
Hmm.
to talk about comedy? We can talk about a minute, but in the professional sports as well, people don't understand that some of the really intense folks got to be autistic. They have to be because of the specificity, the regimen, the militants, but also
Hmm.
you can see it. And I don't want to get in trouble for this, but Nick Saban, greatest coach of all time, autistic. Bill Belichick, autistic. I don't care what people tell me, they're autistic.
Yeah. Who cuts the sleeves off of their hoodies because they don't like sleeves? People with sensory issues.
Also, just the affect, the way that they handle themselves. It's just magnificent watching Nick Saban on college football in the morning on Saturdays, and you see Pat McAfee, definitely ADHD, most likely autistic too. You see him and Nick Saban, and Saban just looking at him like, "What are you doing?" I always say, I comment every day on Instagram on Saturdays. It's the two versions of autism: the ADHD one, and then the chill one.
Yeah.
Uh, but Kawhi Leonard, definitely autistic. They make fun of him. NBA champion. They call him the robot and the cyborg. And I think it's very shameful the way they do it, but they're making fun of him. He's branded it as the cyborg, but there's a lot of folks that are autistic and they just don't know it. I've worked with some magnificent athletes. And I'm like, hey, I think you're autistic, brother. And like the coaching staff were like, oh, of course he is. I'm like, why haven't any of you told him? Because they feel like it's not their place. And then as soon as he tells the team, everyone's like, yeah, dude, we knew. But my kid was feeling like an alien his entire collegiate career and wondering why he couldn't people right. And this is like an all-American athlete too. Um, it's just interesting on how we see autism.
Yeah.
I don't know. I pivoted. I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. We were talking about accommodations and also vibing. Yeah, my research is actually on relationships between neurodivergent people and how and why we collect each other and whether diagnosis helps you collect each other.
Yes.
So yeah, I totally agree.
We collect each other.
Yeah. Circling back to the students who are listening to this podcast, what do you have as tips for them about accommodations? Like what is most popular, what is most underrated yet awesome? Accommodation tips for current students.
The biggest thing is I do need you to talk to the access services or disability services, and you need to sign up and you need to just talk to them. Just talk to them. So whether that's extended time, the testing center, whether that's note takers that are given to you, the note taker one is highly underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's usually a kiddo in there that's designated as the note taker. Then they send those notes out, or they give you the lectures recorded automatically because not everyone gets those. Or they're going to give you like this pen that's a highlighter and it'll highlight things in the notes and then it'll upload it to the cloud and then you've got them as notes.
Mm-hmm.
So do that. If there's any accountability groups in the Student Success Center or the Academic Success Center, talk to those coaches. Talk to them over there, the academic coaches. They can work with you on a couple things when it comes to your schooling, focus, attention, executive functioning. But also there could be some programming for like socializing, social skills, first year freshmen, right? Homesickness.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is you got to be an advocate. You got to learn to be, and it's hard. You got to self-advocate. And if you're privileged and blessed enough to have insurance, then get a therapist that you meet weekly and it's routine. If not, then use the therapy at the counseling center. But remember, it's going to be probably every other week at a big school, every other week, every 3 weeks at a smaller school, maybe every week for a short time though.
Yeah.
Those are some of the services. You'd be surprised. Something that's underrated is just socializing and like finding your people and humans. So what are you humans in? Are they in the
Mhm.
anime club? Are they in the Dungeons and Dragon club? Are they in the ballroom dancing club? Like, where are they? Are they in the crochet club? A lot of good people in that crochet club.
Mhm.
So, what are the clubs and organizations on campus? Because you're going to meet a lot of like-minded individuals. They're not going to be any horrific people in the crochet club. In the ballroom
No.
club, it's going to be a lot of good people. It's not going to be a lot of nasty. A lot of them are going to be very inclusive too,
Mhm.
because our people in there. So most of the time, it is pretty inclusive.
Yeah, the swing dance club at my undergrad institution was very neurodivergent and very welcoming. I had no interest in swing dance, but I liked the people, so I would go occasionally.
Hey, whatever you want to use, but the academic stuff is always first. If you've got insurance, you seek outside therapy. If not, then you come to the counseling center. And then if you don't know the resources, then one of the therapists or social workers there will know the ones and they'll be able to hook you up too.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing I always say is the note taker one could save your life, that note taker.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I really like some of the automatic recording stuff. I have Otter AI that produces a written transcript of the lectures
There
after
you go.
recording. So any type of voice to text feature I find really helpful.
There you go. So some of the schools will give that out for free. Some of my kids just have that.
Hmm.
Like they just buy their own like thing and then they set their cell phone there and it does it.
Yeah.
Was yours through the school or did you have it on your own?
Yeah, mine is through the school because I have official permission to record
Yep.
lectures.
Yep.
Depending on your state and also your institution's requirements, you probably have to seek instructor permission to record,
Yep.
or get it formalized through the disability services at your school. But yeah, I have the school's copy. I think it's beneficial enough that I might purchase it on my own once I complete my PhD.
There you go. It's services are awesome. I didn't access many services, right? The services I accessed was mentorship, guidance, love, support from my professors.
Mhm.
My father's got a ninth grade education, and he said, "Hey, man, I can't tell you anything about school. Right? I've been in prison for so many years. So I need you to go talk." So he would push me to go talk to professors or
Mhm.
teachers. So all I ever did was I go in those office hours, or I pull them right after class. I'm like, "Yo, we need to talk." And I know that they hated me sometimes because I could see them walking away from me. I would legit walk them to their car. That's how autistic I was sometimes. I'm like, we're gonna finish this conversation unless you tell me to go away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not I'm not done.
I'm
I
not
get
done.
that. Yeah, I
You can
think
set a boundary and I'll go away, but until you set that boundary, I'm gonna learn from you because I don't get the book. I mean, it's just too hard to read. So I need you to help me.
yeah. I I think making relationships with professors is so helpful because then
Yes.
when things get hard, they're inclined to care about you and support you.
Hey, if you can use your identities to help you to gain empathy from your professors is magnificent.
Mhm.
That's the reason why I did so well a lot of the time because like, Nas, I know you're busting your hump here. Well,
Mhm.
what do you turn it in? This doesn't make any sense because I know you talk to me. And so they'd be like, when I do bad on something, they'd be like, Nas, you need to come talk to me. There's no way this is what you turned in.
Yeah.
And it was always around the writing. So
Yeah.
I know making relationships is really hard for a lot of folks, the anxiety, the shame, the guilt. But as my father would say, he's like, you're paying for this.
Mhm.
You are paying for this. College loans, of course, but like they work for you. So go get your money, go talk to them. Don't sit here and cry about it, homie. You can cry about it, but you better go get something for it, those tears.
Cry
You
in office hours. They have tissues.
can cry in office hours, but we got to get something for those tears.
Yep.
I'm much more, we have to grow from this.
Mhm.
And so I would go in and talk, man. That's the only reason why I made it through my graduate program is because of my professors were magnificent and I truly loved them. Uh,
Mm.
and then if you're talking about like actual resources that are on campus, was my friends.
Yeah.
Without my friends, I guarantee you I'd be dead or in prison. Fact. I've
Mhm.
always said that. I always will say that. Without my friends, my little autistic friends, there would be no Nas.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you to our people for having
Yep.
our back.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Nas, this has been an amazing conversation. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I always love talking about our people, man, especially with our people. It feels much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, that's what this show's all about.
Yeah, with our people. We got the our podcast. That's how we kind of got connected to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Because they showed the movie. They
Yeah.
showed the Autism Goes to College in our counseling center, and then I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, So I went and looked it up. I found the director. Right, I emailed him, and I was like, "We got to talk, brother."
Yeah.
He emailed back almost instantly. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yep. Eric's great.
Eric's awesome. So we set something up and we had a magnificent conversation on our podcast. And so thank you for
Yeah.
having me on. I'm really glad that they showed the documentary on our campus.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I reached out to Eric.
I'm so glad you did too.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Check out the full episode on our channel and anywhere you find podcasts. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Whoop whoop!